Hello, everybody, and welcome back to FX Street. My name is Akash, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and discuss what my game plan is on not just Bitcoin but also altcoins. And I will give you a couple of altcoins that I'm keeping a close eye on that I want to trade if certain conditions are met. So before we get into it, please make sure to head on over to my Twitter and give me a follow at Mangeko with a zero at the end. You can click this link here. It will take you to my Telegram channel where I post my thoughts on the setups that I'm hoping to take and that sort of stuff. Basically, it's a free trading group, and you can click this link in my bio. It will take you to my YouTube channel where I post. Okay, I haven't gotten it open. I basically do all my content stuff. I do educational content, and I also post scalping setups that I'm hoping to take. But I've slowed down things for the last few days because Bitcoin isn't that great. It's not tradable. It's been stuck and there's a lot of manipulation wicks as you can see here, that sort of stuff. So yeah, just give me subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button and also click on this bell icon. So let's get into what's happening with Bitcoin. Right, I posted this setup. Hold up. Yeah. So on June 28th is when I noticed Bitcoin price was doing something like this. That's when I posted the setup here on June 28th, right? But since then, I've taken a trade where I've expected Bitcoin price to go up, and then I think it was in July. I'm not sure when, but this particular wick up was an interesting move. It was on July 1st. That was because it was the closing of the June month, which was really important in a couple of the couple of reasons why it was important, right? A, it was the half yearly close of 2022. B, it was also the quarterly close, as you can see here, Q2 close and the start of Q3. So all of these events kind of culminated into the closing of the June month and the opening of July month, which kind of caused this volatile upswing, right? Since then, I've shorted this move here. I wanted to short this move up here, but I was kind of too late. I tried shorting it here, but then I felt uneasy and I closed my position, which was obviously a good one now that I look back on it. What's happening now, and the plan that I've had for quite some time, is that even after this particular down move here, I was expecting to short Bitcoin at this H4 supply zone here, or the 4-hour supply zone extending from 20.6 to 21.9K, right? I wanted to short Bitcoin at this supply zone or at this level here at 21.75. Now, the reason for shorting at the supply zone is pretty simple. It's because of this setup that I shown. This is a range deviation plus a market structure break setup where usually the price forms a low, goes up, goes down, breaks the previous high, and then goes down and breaks the low between these two highs. Now this, if you just look at the structure from the point two, it looks like a pretty simple supply zone breaker setup, right? Usually breakers are something like this, right? Right, so a bullish breaker usually forms like this. Price does this, comes down, and then there's a supply demand zone. There's a supply zone that is created here. The price flips the supply zone, and once it flips and retests it, this is where you long. Right, this is a bullish breaker. A bearish breaker is exactly the opposite of this. Price forms a swing high, breaks the swing high, and then comes down. Basically breaks this demand zone between these two peaks, and you short it at the retest of this level here. So in a way, this structure that you see here is pretty similar to the bearish breaker, right? So it's pretty similar to bearish breaker, except that you mark out the supply zone between the wave three and wave basically this particular wave that you see here, right? And let me show that to you on the Bitcoin chart, right? Bitcoin forms a low, forms a swing high, forms a higher high, which indicates market structure break, and then moves lower, creates a market structure break of this swing low, and then finally goes up, retest the supply zone of this particular wave. I shorted this here, closed my position somewhere around here. It was a good trade. And then, since this particular point here on the 1st of July, I've basically done nothing for the past 6 days, which has been, see, I'm not a good person with, at least when it comes to patience. I cannot exercise patience. I am an impatient person. I live for impulses. I live for impulsive moves. So patiently waiting for a setup to show up has been really exhausting. But nonetheless, I've not taken a lot of trades, although the few trades that I've taken have gone against me. Right. So either way, things are looking pretty good now that Bitcoin price is approaching this supply zone again. Now, the only thing that's concerning is that the supply zone was tested once, twice. So I feel like the next one is going to go through it and retest or at least sweep the range high here at 20.9. Now, that would be my trigger to short Bitcoin. And if I get stopped out because the price moves above this, basically this is going to be my setup. This is what I'm expecting, right? But if I get stopped out here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back on the sidelines, wait, and see if the price is going to retest 21.7K. And if it does that, then I would have an extremely tight stop loss, somewhere like something like this, and short it all the way down here. Now, this would be a pretty sick trade if it pans out. And that's what I'm looking at, right? Pretty simple. A short position at 20.9K, but if that gets stopped out, a short position at 20.7K. That is my whole plan. And the take profit levels here are the range low, which is 18.6K, and then you have the range low formed here on June 18th at 17.5K. So that pretty much is my take for Bitcoin. There's nothing else that I have to say, at least from a short-term perspective. But if I move over to the long-term perspective, you can see that the 200-week moving average that you see here, this particular line here, is where the upside is capped for Bitcoin. And this level here is at 22.5K, which is where the upside is capped for Bitcoin, right? And if you look at this particular resistance level here, 23.4K, you can say that the resistance or like the upside for Bitcoin is capped from 22.5K to 23.5K, a $1,000 zone. So, yep, that is pretty much it for today's take on Bitcoin. I will be going over the altcoins in the subsequent videos. So if you enjoyed this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any doubts on any topic that I've discussed here today, make sure to comment on any of my posts here, or just DM me. Although I'm not sure if your DM would get accepted, but either way, just comment on the post would be a pretty good quick way for me to get back at you. Make sure to join my Telegram group to get more frequent updates than I do on Twitter. Have a great day. Peace.